Hey, AJ, founder of PlungePalz. I'm going to walk you through the new routines feature that we have in the platform. This is a really cool feature if you want to record multiple modality contrast therapy steps in a single workflow rather than recording each one individually. We're going to do this workflow on the Garmin watch. First, I'm going to show you the diagram of the flow of a routine. Second, we'll go ahead and head on into the mobile app to create our own routine, as well as look at the scientific back protocol templates that we have that you can select from. Third, we'll go ahead and record a routine on the Garmin watch. And fourth, you will then see the full look of what the recap of a routine looks like in the mobile app, as well as what the routine looks like on the social feed. Let's go ahead and dive on in. So first things first, when you start up your PlungePalz app in your Garmin watch, you will see this screen. As you click the down button, you can navigate through all the single modality activities that you could record. And then when you get to the bottom, the routines that you create will append to the bottom of the list. If you don't have any routines created, then you will not be able to see these routine items. When you go ahead and click on any of the routine items, it will take you to a routine viewer screen where you could quickly see how many steps you have in this step if you forgot, and the total length it'll take for you to complete this. You can click the up or down button to navigate through each step to get a quick glance of each step as it stands. When you click the start button, it will take you to this get ready screen right here. And then it will push you to the first step, which you will see a countdown timer and your progress right here to the finish time and your heart rate. And if you click the down button, you could see what's up next. So you could see the next step in the process. You could click up or down to go back to the timer view. Now, if you have your routine setting as autosave to be no, then you will be able to go into epic time. And that simply just means that when you finish your original time and it hits 0, you will see a plus and the timer will continue to count up. So your session will not automatically save in this routine. You will have to click the stop or start button to pause it, and then you'll be directed to this screen right here, the pause screen. But let's say your autosave setting was set to yes. Then right when you hit 0 in your countdown timer, your activity screen will push you to the get ready view like this, and it will save your session in the background. But for now, it's set as autosave to be no. So we go to our step pause screen. You could save and go to the next step. You could continue, so it actually takes you back to where you left off. Or you could skip this step entirely and it will not be saved to your PlungePalz account. In this example, I clicked save and next, and it pushed me to the get ready timer in prep for the next step. I then land on the next step, which is a transition step, and it looks a little different. So you've got your transition nickname right here. You've got your countdown timer of your transition time, as well as you could click down or up to see what the next step is. So the next step is going to be a sauna for 15 minutes in 180 degree Fahrenheit. All right, so when a transition screen though finishes and hits 0, no matter what, you will automatically be pushed to the next step. So you can either go to the next step from a transition screen by either waiting for the timer to finish, or you could actually click the start or stop button to pause your transition, and you could choose to continue where you left off in your transition screen or skip the transition step. One disclaimer is that transitions are not saved to your PlungePalz account. So there's no save feature when you pause a transition step. So here, I just waited for the time to finish out, and I was pushed to actually the get ready, a screen like this, and then it pushed me into the sauna step. And right in here, you can see the countdown timer. If you click down, you'll see what's next up. We got hydration time. And then you can see right here, I was almost 17 seconds left to finish. And then I clicked the start button to stop it or pause it. And I was directed to the pause screen. And so I see save, you got your continue, and you've got your skip step. In this example, I click the save and next. So it saved it, it pushed me to the get ready screen, and then it pushed me to that next step of hydration time. Okay, so then in here, I went ahead and clicked the pause button in the transition screen before the timer finished. So as you can see here in this screen, I could only see continue and skip this step. So you can see continue of the time that you've completed in the screen right here. And if I click continue, it'll take me back to the transition screen. Or if I click skip, it will just push me to the next step with a get ready timer screen in the middle. So then I'm pushed to the the last step, which is a cold plunge, 3 minutes, 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm pushed to this screen right here. And then you can see, of course, next up, routine complete. So this is the last step that I am on. And then for here, I clicked the pause button. So I was directed to the pause screen. And in this screen, I actually clicked the skip this step option. So then it took me to the routine recap screen in your Garmin watch. And here, you'll be able to click down or up on your hardware buttons to see a recap of your routine. So you'll see all the steps. So your modality step, so the first one was a cold plunge. I did it for 4 minutes and 11 seconds at 48 degrees Fahrenheit. You've got your minimum, your maximum, and your average heart rate during that session. And you've got your status. Your status right here can be 3 options. It could be saved, which means it has successfully saved to your PlungePalz account. It could either be pending, and pending, what it means is it's saved locally to your Garmin watch storage, but it did not save to your PlungePalz account because maybe you lost connection to your mobile phone and it wasn't able to get a Wi-Fi or cellular signal to save it to the cloud. But don't worry, if you see pending, you can go ahead and just close out your PlungePalz Garmin app, reopen it, and you'll be able to save your step, and it will sync up all automatically with your PlungePalz account. And then the third status is a skipped step, which you will see what that looks like very soon here. Then the second step was a transition screen. So that's what that looks like right here. Our third step was a sauna modality step. So you can see right here the full time, the temperature, your min, your maximum, your average heart rate. You can see that saved. Then you see your transition screen, and then you see the final step, which we actually skipped. So you can see the skip status right here, and there's no metrics for this activity. Okay, now that we've understood the high-level diagram, let's go ahead and hop into the mobile app to view the protocol library for templates that we have for you to choose from, and also create a custom routine. Okay, go ahead and open up your PlungePalz mobile app. Click the settings icon in the top left on the home tab. Click create and manage routines. And here you could have, you could do 2 options. You could explore the scientific protocol library that we have for you, or the create a routine step. If you are a non-premium user, then you will only be able to copy up to 1 protocol in the protocol library, and you will not be able to create a custom routine. If you are a premium user, you can copy as many scientific protocols as you'd like. You could customize those protocol templates, or you could create your own routines. So in this case, let's just go ahead and see what it looks like to copy a protocol, because anyone could do this and they could copy at least 1. So right in here, let's click the Huberman, and this one is based on Dr. Andrew Huberman's recommendation for cold plunging. And you could read more about the resource of how we compiled and created this routine. And then you could see the steps involved here. You could see some other protocols as well. You got a body reset right here, an explanation of or a description of what it is, all the steps that are involved. And let's for our case, let's just copy the Huberman one. So let's do use this protocol right here. So I'm going to use that, and it will copy right in here. And then let's create a custom routine. And this one, we're just gonna we'll call it contrast CT for contrast therapy, and then I'll just do like _1 right there. And you could use up to 11 characters, and the reason why it's 11 characters is because your Garmin screen is quite small, and we don't want a long nickname for your routine. You could add any kind of description in here. Like for example, let's do start with breath work, then cold plunge, then sauna, then finish with cold shower. Okay, great. And then the autosave setting, you could click this info icon to read a little bit more, but this autosave, like I mentioned in the diagram, if you select this as yes, every single modality step that hits or finishes its timer, so let's say a cold plunge, a sauna, a hot tub, a steam room, or a other activity, when it hits 0, it will then autosave and push you automatically to that get ready screen. But for my case, I usually always just have it as no, just in case I want to go a little longer in that modality step. So here I'm going to click save and continue. And then you'll be popped into the routine hub, and then let's click back into the item we just created, and let's add steps. Okay, so let's just start off with the cold plunge. Let's do it for a minute 30 right here. So we'll set the timer to minute 30. It's optional to add a description. You could click like some icons right here to read a little bit more. And let's set it to, let's do a cold plunge at 42 degrees. You could also add like internal resources and the link title. Step is public. This option will soon make it be useful when we create a feature where you could use other people's steps and see all the ones that are public to use that in your own routine. But let's go ahead and click add step. Okay, so we got our step right there that popped up. Let's go add another step. Let's do a transition step. And in here, let's just do 25 squats to heat up body. Okay, you could add, a description as well in there if you'd like. It's optional. And for here, let's just do a minute. Let's do a minute 30 here for that transition step. You could add, of course, your resources, like internet resources if you'd like. And let's do add step. And then next step we're going to do is a sauna. Let's say 10 minutes at 200 degrees. And you could add a step description if you'd like, or any other internet resources down here. Let's add that step. And let's come back here, and we're going to do add another step. And let's do, instead of doing a transition from the sauna to the cold shower, let's just do straight to the cold shower after. And we'll do that for, let's say, a minute 15 to cool back the body up. And then we will set the temperature. Let's say it's the cold shower is 50 degrees. And then you got your internet resources you could add there if you'd like as well. Let's click add, and then now you've got all your steps for your routine here. If you want to reorganize these, you can hold the item itself and then drag up or like down to move the step where you'd want it to be. For our case, I'm going to move this cold shower step, so I'm going to hold on and long press it. And then if I scroll up or down, you'll be able to move your step however you'd like. Okay, so when we come back to our routine hub, we'll see it refresh, and we'll see that our contrast therapy 1 routine is a total of 14 minutes. We've got 3 modalities in it, and we've got 1 transition. So if we move our finger down here, you can get a quick look at what that looks like. Awesome. So in our next step, we'll go ahead and power up our Garmin watch and see what these routine items look like on the home screen, and we'll walk through that contrast therapy 1 routine. All right, so go ahead and get your Garmin watch fired up, open up the app, and then scroll down to your PlungePalz GarminIQ app. Mine's all the way at the bottom, and this will look a little different than yours because this is the development app, but everything is exactly the same on the app that you have. So I'm going to open it right here, and it's going to say connected. And then if I scroll down the list of single modalities I can record, I will see the new contrast therapy _1 routine and the Huberman one that I copied. So if I click the Huberman one, you can see those steps right in there if you need a little refresher. And then let's go back here, and then let's go back up to the contrast therapy 1 because that's what we're gonna do this demo with. So I'm gonna click here. You can see all those steps in here and what we're gonna be doing. All right, let's click the start button, and it's gonna take us to the get ready timer. And then the screen's gonna go to sleep, and then it will automatically push us to our first modality, or first step, which is a modality, and it's a cold plunge. So if I click the down button, it's gonna show what's up next, the time of that next step, and then I could just click up or down to toggle between the actual modality screen right there. And then you could see the your heart rate, you could see your progress bar right there, you could see the temperature of that modality step, and the countdown timer. All right, so if I have my screen watch sleep there and I bring it back up, it will be right there for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward through this, and we're gonna get back in it when we're closer to getting to that 0 mark. Okay, so we've got 10 seconds left right here, and since we set that autosave mode to be no, when we hit 0, we're gonna go into epic time. But you'll actually feel your watch buzz to let you know that your timer finished. But you go into epic time, which it has that plus icon, and your activity doesn't automatically save and push you to the next step. So let's go ahead and click the start stop button right here. And then you could see save and next. You could continue where you left off at in the timer, or you could click skip this step to take you to the next step. But for our case, I'm gonna click save and next, and we'll see this next step get ready screen. It's gonna push us to our transition. So we gotta do 25 squats to heat up the body. We got 1 minute and 25. If I click down, I could see the next step is a sauna for 10 minutes at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. I go back up here. So I could do 2 things to get to the next step. One, I could just wait for this timer to finish, and it's gonna automatically push me into the next step. Remember, this is a transition screen, so you can't actually save a transition to your PlungePalz account. It's simply there as just part of the workflow to help guide you through your contrast therapy routine. And then when I click down here, you've got, of course, your next step. But if I click the pause button or the start stop button, I could choose to continue or skip this step. So if I click continue, it pushes me back to exactly where I left off on my transition screen. But for our case, we're not gonna wait for the timer to finish up here. Let's say I already did my 25 squats and I'm ready to hop in that sauna. I'm gonna go ahead and click the start button and click continue. And right there, let's go, not continue. We're gonna click skip this step because we're skipping what we're on. And we're gonna now hop in to the sauna now. Okay, so we got our sauna activity that just started. We've got our 10-minute countdown timer right there. And then if we click the down button, you'll see next up, we've got a cold shower for 1:15. And if I click back up, then we'll get back to the sauna activity screen viewer right here. All right, so let's let this timer run down a little further to about like 8 minutes, and then we'll just save this sauna activity for demonstration purposes. Okay, so at this point, we've been in the sauna for about 1minute and 23 seconds, and for demonstration purposes, let's just pause this activity and save it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and click save and next. All right, so we're hopping out of the sauna and we're getting in that cold shower right now. And boom, our cold shower activity starts now. And for our case, let's say, you know what, we skip the cold shower or we skip a modality step. I'm just gonna pause it and I'm gonna actually skip this modality step. But actually, let's go back to continue so you can see what if I click down, the next up is routine complete. So you can always keep an eye out on what your next step is by just hitting and toggling the up or down button. Okay, so let's pause this. And instead of saving, let's do skip this step. So when I click this, we'll see the routine complete recap screen. And if I click the down arrow, I could cycle through each step in my routine. So my cold plunge I did for 1:51. You could see my minimum, my maximum, and my average heart rate. And then you could see, oops, I actually clicked the screen and it took us back home. Okay, so we weren't able to view the whole recap screen, which is totally fine. Just know if you touch your Garmin watch on that recap screen, it will take you back home automatically. But if you scroll down them, you will see your modality steps, your transition steps, and the status of each modality step. So again, those steps, status for a modality could be either saved, it could be pending, which it's saved to your local Garmin watch, and when you start up the app again, it will allow you to save that pending activity in storage to your PlungePalz account. And then 3 is skipped, which we did for the last step, and it won't show you any metrics. All right, let's go ahead and hop in to the mobile app to see what the routine recap screen looks like, as well as what that routine looks like in the social feed. Okay, go ahead and open up your PlungePalz mobile app and you will see this routine completed recap. So you could see the routine name, the total steps, the total time it took for you to go through that routine. It shows you the weather of the location in which you recorded at and a little mini map of where you recorded your contrast therapy routine. Again, you could disable your location or enable it in the mobile app settings. I'll show you in a second how to do that. And then you got your routine timeline. So it shows you your modality steps with your average heart rate, your maximum, your minimum, and your total time that you spent in that modality. Shows you the transition steps as well as any steps that are modalities and that you skipped. As you can see, the cold plunge or the cold shower down here has a time of 0, so we skipped that. And you will see this whenever you open up or refresh your mobile app after recording your routine. So when I click close here, in your settings, you could go ahead and update your smartwatch settings to either enable and allow your GPS coordinates to be allowed or not to get that little mini map effect. And then also the pop-up screen right here. This will be, if your activity recap is selected, you will see that routine recap screen that I just showed you. If you have this screen, the streak screen, this just shows you your modality streak that you are currently on for the latest modality that you recorded in the app. And then on the social feed, if I scroll down, you will be able to see right here, this is what a routine looks like when you record it in your app and in the social feed. So you've got your little icon right there, which are like little 2 green boxes connected. And then you've got your timeline, your total time. You've got your steps in the routine. You've got which ones you actually completed. You could see the cold shower was skipped. And you could click on this to view that activity. And again, other users or people that are friends with you are able to like or comment on one of your modality steps. And then in here, they could click this create a routine to actually create a routine themselves directly in the mobile app. Okay, and that is all. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to us at support@plungepalz.com, and we would be happy to help you out. And if you don't have PlungePalz installed, go ahead and get it at the iOS or Android App Store. And remember, with PlungePalz, you never plunge or sweat alone.